Hi everyone, in today's video I'm going to evaluate these colonies up here in what I call the magic yard, just a couple miles from my house. And the first thing I just want you to recognize, if any of you have been with me a while, what a difference a year makes. And what I mean is, look how short the boxes are this year. I could vividly remember this time last year having to come up here towards the end of April with anywhere from 5 to 7 supers, if I remember correctly, on each one of these colonies, shake all those bees down and put my queen excluders on. And today, that's pretty much what I'm going to do, is put my queen excluders on, evaluate them, try to take one of the mediums and make me a place to put my queen cells that I'm going to have to harvest either later today or in the morning. I'm really wanting those queens to mate with some of these drones up here in this yard. Really good bees up here. But this is just further evidence of how slow this spring has been in terms of honey production. It's the slowest I've seen for sure. I mean, and everything will be all right. I'm going to get some honey, but nothing like last year. And this kind of lines up perfectly with what I was really wanting anyway. And that's kind of a slow honey year. And so I'm going to kind of take advantage of it. And but anyway, let's get into these hives, see what we got, and see what we can do with it. So I want to get queen excluders on if possible. Well, I'm going to get those on today, but I want to make some. I'm hoping about 5 of these hives will give me a place to put some of my queen cells, and so we'll go from there. So let's get started. So first off, this is one of the 2 colonies I put up in here. That was one of my overwintered nukes. So it looks like it's doing fairly nicely. We just got good weight. And just a non-beekeeping comment, I'm kind of watching the weather closely. There is some showers developing around me, and here in northwest Alabama, lightning is a very common thing, so I'm on the lookout for lightning. And if lightning gets anywhere near this area, I'll be quitting this immediately. And as I suspected, you can see all this bird comb up here and on the lid. We've got a lot of bees, but I'm late getting here, so this tells me I should have had a super added on here at least a couple weeks back. So I'm kind of going to pull the frame here and see how much of a brood nest is up in here. There is some, but they're shrinking it down. I may get burnt with this, but I'm going to take a chance. All the brood up here is capped, and they are downsizing the brood nest up here. So what I'm going to do is just set this super off to the side. I'm going to take a gamble and put my queen excluder on, or actually I'm going to put an empty medium on here and a queen excluder on top of that. And I'm going to put this over the double screen board and a couple of empty drawn out mediums on top of that. I think I said all that right. But effectively this right here will be for one of my queens. So I'm just kind of looking for mites in any of the drone brood there. Didn't see any. I think I will go ahead and pull me out of frame and just a look. Not much brood on this frame, but a lot of honey and bee bread on here. The colony looks good. They just need some room to expand their brood nest, so we want to provide that now. So here's me an empty medium drawn out. So this will allow the brood nest to expand and additional resources to be stored here. I'm going to put my queen excluder here. I'm going to put another medium on top of that, and then a double screen board and the medium with the brood and the younger bees in it. So here's the empty drawn medium. Double screen board with the entrance to the back. I'm going to put this super up here. This is going to be my split. It's got all the resources they need and a bunch of young bees and cap brood. Got the entrance facing the rear, and I'll come back either this evening or in the morning, put my queen cell in here. So this is kind of what I'm hoping to do to the rest of these colonies. And if the queens take in here and do good, then I'll put these mediums on the bottom board and let them expand their way up into a deep. So next colony, this is one that was overwintered. Produced a lot of honey last year. I don't know how much, at least 7 supers I know. Yeah, that super there is practically full of honey, looks like. You see a little bit of brood here, but they're backfilling, reducing down. And yeah, I just destroyed a queen cell right there. That queen there was practically ready to emerge. I see another one down in there. I'm going to try to separate it. This is why I hate pulling boxes apart this time of the year. It just seems like most of the queen cells are on the bottom of these boxes. Well, good. I see one right here that's emerged, but there's some more beside it that's in good shape. Actually, there's 2 there that's capped. Yeah, and there's another one I tore up. This colony, it could have swarmed. It's not overrun with bees, which I looked around as soon as I got out, but they could have swarmed. It's also the time of the year from the super seed, but I just caught a swarm a while ago. But either way, it is what it is. So what I'm going to do here is add a queen excluder and a empty medium, and then I'm going to put a bottom board, and there's 2 queen cells in there, swarm cells. Those should make outstanding queens. I'm going to hope that they take. So let's get that set up now. So there's my queen excluder, empty super. Double screen board with the entrance facing to the rear, and plenty of resources and 2 swarm cells or capped queen cells in here that should emerge shortly. I'm going to turn the brick this way. I don't have a set way in general. For me, the brick this way means everything's good. This means queenless. That's the 2, but the other ways I turn it mean different things for different times of the year. But I just need to make it a little different this time, so I'll be able to recognize when I get back that I don't need to put a queen cell in this one. So I think I'm going to put it in this configuration right here, and then I'm going to turn the others to the queenless way because they are queenless, the split I just made, but this one should be queen right. Tulip popper is getting towards the end of its bloom, and there's a little bit of thunder. I may have to stop. Yeah, I'm going to take a break. I mean, I just got started, but that thunder is probably within 10 miles, and I'm going to put my heel and I'm not going to chance it, so we're going to take a break. All right, after about 15 minutes of the truck, the lightning has moved away. It never got closer than about 4 miles. But that's what we get here in Alabama this time of the year. Start getting those thunder showers. The humidity's finally starting to come in a little bit this year. A little bit humid today, but it certainly has been a cool, dry spring in terms of humidity for sure, at least up to this point. So this colony here I caught, and I think I did talk about it on a previous video, right as I was applying the treatment, it was about to swarm. So I broke it down. So let's see what we destroyed the cells in it. I don't know that it ever swarmed. It could have. So anyway, let's see what we got. And you know, clearly right here, I'm way behind. I should have had supers on this a couple weeks ago. Oh yeah, beautiful, beautiful full super honey right there. Well, it's not full. I see there's some brood nest up here. So I think what I'm going to do is set this to the side. Well, I'm scanning for mites. Yeah, I see a mite right there. And as you know, as I talked about my results, I do have some pretty high mite numbers still, but I'm going to have to live with it for a little bit. Well, there's quite a bit of honey in that top super, but there's enough resources to get them started. So I'm going to put my queen excluder here, just like the others, empty medium on top. And I'm not going to hunt for the queen. Most likely she's going to be down there. I'm actually going to go ahead and put 2 empty mediums on here. There's a lot of bees in here. You know, double screen board and put this super up back on the top. Now you may be wondering, you know, me talking about how much honey is in here. Well, there is some brood in there, and what I'll do if the queens take, when I get ready to, you know, make these their own colony and get them off the top of this, I'll just swap some of the frames with the ones below and probably put a little more brood up here too. So I don't stand to lose this honey. I may lose some of it, but not much. But this here will be a strong split if it takes. So let's see if we have brood up in here. A lot of lighter colored bees in here now. Yeah, there's enough brood up here. I can make a split up here. So I'll continue the same as what I was doing before. Got a double screen and the entrance facing the rear, just like the other ones. And there we go. Another place for another one of my queens. So this is one of my overwintered nukes. And yeah, I'm pretty late on this one. Not as bad as some of the other ones though. So before I commit to that, I've kind of changed my mind. Let me look and see what we got underneath. Yeah, there's some queen cells under there. A couple of them did not get damaged. So I'm going to give them this medium down here to grow back into. And here's a place for them to put more honey. Double screen board. Entrance to the rear, at least a couple queen cells in there. Again, if you're wondering why I'm not going through and looking for the queen up here, the brood nest is reducing. There's almost, pretty sure there's no young larvae. Yes, I could get burned on this, but for the time savings and the way it looks, I'm gonna gamble. And if it don't work out, all I gotta do is pull the double screen out and let them recombine, and they're good. This colony here, I got it marked as queenless. So let's see what we got. I'm hoping that perhaps a queen was slowly getting mated, and I'm hoping to see brood in here now, because this super here looks beautiful. I admit I'll be surprised if I see brood in here. Sometimes I get surprised. Yeah, that's a full super right there. I probably need to make sure there's no brood. Yeah, there's no brood in that. Well, this is interesting. We got drone larvae and drone cells, not in worker cells, so that may be a glimmer of hope. Oh, wait a minute, what am I saying? She's queen, right? Yes. So there's an example where I come up here 2 weeks apart and this colony was queenless. And I was patient and waited, kind of based on how the bees was doing. And now we're queen right. And this has happened to me more than once. And this was a good colony. It produced very well last year. Well, I just noticed my camera was cut off, so I may have lost some there. So here's the last one in this yard. This could very well be the oldest colony I have now. It definitely goes back to my no treatment days, so probably at least 2018 or 2017. Been a good colony. So there's no brood in that one, and just like the last one, I'm just going to put a queen excluder and a couple mediums on here and let her ride. I don't want to risk losing that particular queen either. All right, I have the task complete on this yard. As you can see, there's 5 double screen bottom boards over my right shoulder or to your left on the left side of your screen. 3 of those will be taking some of the queens I've grafted, and the other 2, they had at least 2 right queen cells in them, so I'm going to try to let those make above the double screen board and then start colonies. I'll let them build up into a deep from there. And then these 2 on my left, over my left shoulder and on the right side of your screen, I elected to leave them be, as they had backfilled so much that there was no brood. And the one of those 2 that's to your left, the camera cut off while I was filming. Now, during previous visits up here, at least for I know a couple visits 2 weeks apart, they appeared to be queenless. There was no brood whatsoever in there. And in the summertime, I've run into this, and I decided to be patient because I don't, number one, I don't have any other queens coming or anything right now, and that's about all I could do. So I just wanted to wait, and I look in there today, and lo and behold, a beautiful brood pattern and tons of cap brood. I didn't go deep into it, but definitely there's a queen in there now, and it's definitely a queen right colony. I don't know exactly what's happened to cause that. I've seen that in the summertime some, but usually not in the spring. So my guess and thoughts on why that is at this time of the year in northwest Alabama is this has been an unusual or not an average spring, where it's been cool and low humidity throughout the spring. We had the late freeze in March, and it was really a big setback. I even heard of some colonies cannibalizing brood and running out drones in this area. The one thing I do know in my colonies, there's not that many drones. All that factored into it. It may have took between the cooler weather, the queen her mating flights may have been delayed some. And also that there's not a lot of drones flying out of my colonies right now. The drone count is definitely unusually low for late April for sure. There's some here, but not what they should be. But that's it for this project. I got a couple more yards with 5 more colonies to do like this, and I'm not going to film. I'm going to go ahead and end the video right here because it's just going to be the same thing. But I want to thank you for taking the time to join me for this video today, and we'll catch you on the next one.